So in this video we're going to take a look at the Dehaze tool in Lightroom Classic, but maybe not as you'd expect. So welcome to another weekly edit. Let's get into it. So got this shot here that we're going to edit this week, and we're going to make use of the Dehaze tool, but maybe in a different way to normal. So this shot here was taken a couple of months ago now at Pendeen, and it was pretty abysmal conditions, really awful, really windy. I mean, I'm amazed this long exposure's come out. It was 103 seconds long exposure. It's maybe not tack sharp, but I would say it's acceptably sharp. But yeah, it was not great. As you can see the visibility was not particularly great looking along the coast, but somehow managed to get a shot. And I don't mind the shot. I don't think it's amazing, but it's okay. Before we get into the edit, I thought it might be useful just to talk about what was going through my mind in terms of composition at the time. Composition, saying that I really have to work at. I'm not saying I'm amazing when it comes to composition. I still look at the work of, say, Charlie Waite, Peter Watson, Joe Cornish, and I just look at their work and think, wow, yeah, amazing. But I'm trying to learn. Kind of things I was thinking about with this shot are the sky. I've limited the amount of sky in the shot because it's just, there's nothing going on with the sky. Purposefully, kind of little things like this, leaving this as kind of an anchor down the left hand frame, a visual flow here, kind of, this rock purposefully anchoring you in on this right hand side and leading you up into kind of the main area of the photograph. So that was kind of my thought process. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't still crop it further in post-production. A couple of areas that maybe are definitely going to need some attention. This area here is really bright, and down in this corner, the waves were just kind of lashing in, and when you do a long exposure, you're just emphasising that. So let's get into the edit, and then we'll get on to kind of how we're going to use Dehaze. So as usual, lens corrections, remove chromatic aberration, enable profile corrections, and then basic edits. See what we can do with the highlights. There's a little bit of detail we can get back. Shadows we can lift quite a bit. However, by doing that, although the histogram's looking good, we've kind of taken a lot of the contrast out. So I'm going to add a bit of contrast. And that's probably pretty much what I'm going to do at the moment in terms of the basic kind of sliders. And now I'm going to go into my masking tools. I want to add some texture and clarity, but not to the whole image. So I'm going to take a linear gradient and I'm going to drag it up like that, because I don't want to influence the distance of this image, which we'll come on to in a minute. So add a little bit of texture, little bit of clarity, and then I'm just going to take a couple of, actually let's try a luminance range and just see what we can do with this hot area here. So luminance mask will look at the range of luminance. So I've used the eyedropper to pick at an area of brightness, and it's picked tones that are similar to that right across the image. Now I don't want to affect all of this, so I'm going to then subtract linear gradient, and I'm just going to very roughly do the same again, but get rid of areas that I don't want to be masking out like that. And then I'm just going to, in my light basic section, just going to try and pull the exposure down of that area just a touch like that. And I'll probably do the same again, luminance for this kind of area down here. And again, I don't want to do the whole image, so linear gradient just to subtract, something like that. And again, just nudge the exposure down a little bit. Yeah. So that's looking kind of better already. So to get onto the Dehaze element of it, so the Dehaze tool kind of does exactly what it says on the tin. If you've got any kind of atmospheric haze, it kind of cuts through that and adds some contrast to the image. particularly good on a really bright sunny day. You get that kind of distant haze, you can cut through some of that. So let's create a mask, linear gradient. I'm just going to roughly pull it down from the top. Now if we use dehaze in a traditional way, so our dehaze slider is down here, and if I push that to the right, you can see it does cut through some of that haze, but in this instance I don't think it actually works. It just takes away some of the mood and atmosphere of the image. Yes, we do get more detail out in the distance of this coastline, but if anything we kind of flatten the image, I think, because we've got, we've got a similar contrast all the way through. So I'm going to use it in reverse. I'm going to pull the dehaze down and I'm going to take it quite far. I'm more just going to, make it more hazy, that mist, fog, and add to that kind of atmosphere. I might just adjust the mask slightly, play around with it. Might just raise the exposure up a little bit as well, just to emphasize that misty, foggy kind of effect. Yeah, somewhere like that. So if I just turn that off and on, so that's where it was originally and that's where it is now, we're just kind of adding to that kind of mystery in the image. So yeah, I do like that. Next I am going to crop it. I'm going to take the straighten edge tool, can roughly see a horizon in the distance, and it is not massively straight, so just straighten it a little bit. I think there's too much foreground, so I'm going to pick like a 16:9 type crop. Might be too much, let's go for a 16:10. Don't want to lose the sky, I don't want to clip that coastline in the distance, but I'm happy to lose a bit. Being careful where I crop here, I don't want to go kind of, I don't want to leave like a little sliver like that, so I can either go in like that or I can leave a little bit of breathing space to go around it, and I think I prefer to leave a bit of room around it, and we then keep this rock in the corner as well. So press enter on that. Then going to go into colour, so let's just see what happens if we kind of warm it up or cool it down. I actually prefer to slightly cool it down, again just to add to that mood, and maybe just ever so slightly desaturate, not too much. Same with the vibrance. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. And then within the colour mixer section, we've got some lovely aqua blues in the sea. I'm just going to see what I can do with those in terms of kind of saturation. Yeah, I'm going to pump that up quite a bit. I do like those colours, and let's just see what we can do with the luminance. Yeah, something like that. So the last thing to do really is to sharpen it. And we'll do our normal, just pick an area of the image that we should be sharp, so this sort of foreground element, and we can see, if I zoom in, it's not tack sharp. I mean, trying to do a long exposure in the wind was maybe a little bit naive, but I think it's acceptably sharp, and by the time we apply some sharpening, yeah, that is absolutely fine. And then a bit of masking, so we don't want to sharpen the sea, so those areas go black. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So backspace before and after. Yeah, let me know what you think. So just a different way to use dehaze. You don't have to, push it to the right. You can use it to add a little bit of atmosphere to your images. As usual, I'll put before and after up. Let me know in the comments what you think. But until next time, thank you for watching, look after yourselves, and goodbye.